When Googling the definition of an indie game, the first answer most people will stumble upon is this. An indie game, short for independent video game, is a video game typically created by individuals or smaller development teams without the financial and technical support of a large game publisher, in contrast to most AAA games. Because of their independence and freedom to develop, indie games often focus on innovation, experimental gameplay, and taking risks not usually afforded in AAA games. Indie games tend to be sold through digital distribution channels, rather than at retail due to lack of publisher support. The term is synonymous with that of independent music or independent film in those respective mediums. Similarly, this is the answer given for AAA games. In the video game industry, AAA is an informal classification used to categorize video games produced and distributed by a mid-sized or major publisher, which typically have higher development and marketing budgets than other tiers of games. Interestingly enough, on the Wikipedia page for AAA games, there is also this insert sitting comfortably in the first section. The similar construction, III, has also been used to describe high production value games in the indie games industry. So with that out of the way, the question I pose for you all is this. Is Five Nights at Freddy's, developed solely by Scott Cawthon and in more recent years Steel Wool Games and Illimix, an indie game? More fittingly, is it still an indie game? I believe a little bit of exposition is in order. Five Nights at Freddy's was released in 2014 to immediate stardom, a smash hit on the ever-booming landscape that is YouTube. Its unique gameplay loop and still to this day unnerving atmosphere made it an instant success. And here's the cool part, it was all made by one guy doing all the programming and art and everything else that goes into making a game like this. Is this unheard of for an indie game? Of course not. Is this still impressive? Hell yeah, it is. Which is why I can confidently say that there is no doubt in my mind that the first FNAF game is indie. Same goes for the next 7 installments in the series. That's right, 7 of the 10 canon games, canon being ones that are in the continuity with the rest, so excluding FNAF World Special Delivery and all the spin-off games, are without a doubt indie. So why make this video? Those last 3 games, Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, Help Wanted 2, and Security Breach. These are the sole reason that I even proposed this question to myself in the first place. Let's go back to the definition of AAA games, shall we? AAA is an informal classification used to categorize video games produced and distributed by a mid-sized or major publisher. Stop. Right there. Produced and distributed by a mid-sized or major publisher. Take another look at those 3 games and there they are. Introducing Steel Wool Studios, a game studio based out of Oakland, California. It says on their website they're a team of 20-ish people made up of veterans of Pixar, Midway, HTC, Intel, and Telltale Games, who bring decades of experience in collaboration with an insanely talented crew of artists and engineers looking to help define the next decade of gaming. Well, that answers that question, right? 20 people is a little small compared to really any AAA game studio. But is it really that simple? Take 20-ish people from some very large companies and put them together to work on a very, very large game franchise. I couldn't find a budget anywhere online, but it's reasonable to assume it's nowhere near the size of most AAA games. The main thing that makes me hesitant is the fact that when you take into account the size of the franchise as it sits now, the level of quality and the addition of an actual game studio making the game, and things like the movie and even more games, it just feels hard to call it an indie franchise anymore. Therefore, with almost no deliberation and no concrete reason why, I've decided, no! Five Nights at Freddy's is no longer indie. Is it AAA? Well, I'd also have to say no. Remember the excerpt I referenced all the way at the beginning after giving the AAA definition? It's something I hadn't heard of until doing research for this video. III games, or indie games with high production value similar to that of AAA games. So it's somewhere in the middle, I guess. I don't know, I just wanted to make a FNAF video. Thanks for watching. The script feels like shit. And if this video does get made, then